Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ace, and I've got another live commentary in Smite here for you. And this time, in this particular conquest match, I will play as Ares, a god that I recently bought, but I've been able to play with him a few times, and he is definitely by far one of my favorite tanking gods, if not the favorite tanking god currently in game, because I like to play as tanks slash bruiser sort of, because that's what my playstyle wants me to play, and of course they tend to look the most badass. Look at him. He looks like a total badass, and I'm totally fine with that. And Ares is, of course, a very awesome tank, because if you look at his abilities, the shackles, his ultimate, it's awesome altogether for your lane partner or in general team fights. So I'm going to hope that we have a good team comp, which looks like a pretty solid one, if I say so myself. And of course I will hope to get all of the plays that will make me look like a decent player, which not completely or will not completely embarrass myself, because of course I am still learning all of the things all of the time. And looking at the team compositions right now, they have got a tank Vulcan. Vulcan is very annoying with his, of course, with his turrets or his engineering things. I'm not sure what the names of them are, but he has that cannon and of course the thumper, which are very annoying. Fenrir right now has been said to be overpowered. I'm not sure if he is overpowered, because of course when a new god or champion, whatever you want to call it, arises, it's always a question of, or a matter of learning how to counter him as well. But he does pump out some amazing damage, but then again Loki does that as well, and of course Zeus as well, and we have a Zeus, so who knows what may or may not happen this match. As I do grab up my healing potions, and of course as usual also a mana pot just to be safe. I should have probably got with 3 health potions, 2 mana pots, but there you go. And I do start off with 3 so I can clear up the camp early on a little bit easier, and I will follow up that either by with shackles and at level 3 bolster defenses. At least that is how usually, as I lose my words, that is how I usually level up my Ares early game. And then depending on how I'm landing or how well I'm doing, I tend to then either go with 3 or 2 and level it up accordingly. So I'm gonna get the early XP for Nizal for me, whatever the case may be. And judging by the enemy team, they have magical, physical, and physical. So they have 3 magical, so I'm definitely gonna get a Void Stone. But we have physical, 2 physical damage dealers and 1 high magical damage. So it looks like we have 2 tanks, which is going to be very interesting to see how that turns out. May give us a early lead mid game, or just outside of the late, just once the early game ends basically. But late game that might turn against us. But we'll see how that turns out. Also, we have people using Meditate. And Meditate might actually turn you into a worse player. Because if you think about it, there's Blink, Beats, and of course Aegis. And do you really want to sacrifice one of those for just some mana? Even though if you buy some mana pots and are very careful and precise with your abilities, you might actually very well, you know, have no mana problems at all. So I do feel like that might actually give you a bit of a worse... yeah, it might actually make you worse depending on how you play or with who you play. It also is very situational. It does allow you to snowball a little bit early on, but I tend to only use Meditate myself in games like Assault or Arena, because I do believe that using Meditate makes you a worse player. Now, we are fighting against a Loki and a Vulcan, which is going to be all kinds of hell. Because there you go, there's the Thumper, which is so annoying because it also slows. And because Loki has an annoying ability to like move away or escape, I am going to go with Shackles to hopefully get an early or lock him so he can't jump towards us, or not allowing him to escape, as he's probably going to turn out a Thumper in range of the tower, which is totally fine with me, as I'm just going to move and try to burn some minions. But this is the problem what is going to happen. He's going to place the cannon constantly like that, and we are going to get zoned if we don't watch out because of that very fact. However, they are overextended like there's no tomorrow, so if they want to dive us, they have to take into consideration we can quite easily jump back to the tower. And if we can turn that around on them, they might actually, well, die. Which is, of course, the only thing that we wish for. He, of course, Vulcan has that mana regen buff, which explains why he's able to cast his turrets without too much of an issue. She's going to place his turret. There he is. I was expecting it. I'm waiting for Loki to make a play. Balls to the fences. Loki cannot escape. Am I able to put in enough damage? Nope. He is able to move away just in time as Nisa also missed her snare or stun. I'm not sure exactly what it is. But there you go. That's exactly what I was trying to do with my shackles. And it succeeded. But unfortunately, my lane partner didn't follow up accordingly. She missed her ability. But that is kind of how it is supposed to go. But then without the missing part. That cannon is so bloody annoying. But we'll deal with it, I hope. I'm gonna go with balls to the fences. Because Nisa is very squishy. But she has so high damage though once she gets her items. So I'm giving her that innate sustain early on. Might actually help her out. I might also want to get a Void Blade early on. To help against the physical protection for myself against Loki. Or from Loki. And of course also increasing the damage of Nizan when I'm around. As we do take first blood, I believe. Yes, we do. As the cannon just casually beats away on me, the minions, and Nizan. Which is all kinds of annoying. It's only in a cone, so I can kind of avoid it. But that is definitely not a cone. And there you go. If you use good placement, it's almost impossible to avoid unless you are out of range. So on and so forth. And I do find that early game is always a little bit questionable as Ares, because I always feel like I'm a little bit too squishy for some reason. And it might just be my inexperience as a Smite player talking. As I pop another health potion. Only one left. And of course, as you can see, he's just constantly gonna harass me. And Loki can't really do anything because Vulcan is pushing in the lane because of his stomper and his turret constantly. Or his cannon, I should say. So I guess there is that. So Loki can't really get behind us and turn it against us. But then again, we also can't really move out because the lane is constantly pushing in quite hard. And if we are going to just take it for granted and start taking damage from the thumper as well as the cannon without too much of a reason, then Loki might overextend and get an easy kill anyway, because the damage of Loki is immense, as many of you know. Now, just gonna wait and sit back. I might actually want to also get an early replenish bracement, because I feel like we're just gonna stand here and just wait 9 out of 10 times anyway. As apparently Vulcan and Loki are gone right now. So I'm gonna let my team know twice. As they might be going for mid, as Zeus is overextended. I have told Zeus that we are missing enemies right twice. And I'm looking at the mini-map. I'm a little bit scared for Zeus' safety, but they might have also just gone casually back and bought some stuff. Because of course they have the money for days. Looks like I'm going to go back as well. Picking up my boots, level 3, and also another health potion. So we'll move back into the lane. So far it's a little bit stalematey. At least it's pretty straightforward to the sense that we are constantly being pushed back to the tower. They are moving our, they are destroying our minions. We then in result make their minions die as well. We can't really make plays. They can't do that either. The ultimates are in play right now, so we might see something happen at some point. As I'm able to use my ultimate and potentially pull them into the tower. Which might very well turn out to be very fun. As Zeus finally dies. So it's 3-2 right now. Small lead in gold on our team. But nothing too particular. It's not a loss or a win by any stretch. Or a win, I mean, by any stretch of any imagination. Even if you have a lot of imagination. As I will try to not get hit by that bloody cannon. And hopefully use my ultimate accordingly. Just gonna have to wait for a little while. I don't want to use my abilities because if Loki decides to get hyphy, I'm able to pull it in perhaps. I do pull in Vulcan, and he might be able to die right here as I do use my balls to defense, and I tried to get my shackle. I used it wrong, however. Vulcan is so close to death, and as you can see, Loki is going hyphy as I tried to buy Nizan some time. Loki, however, is going to die, I hope, as I'm burning his life slowly but steady. Can I get... Yes, I can get the shackle on him, so he can't jump away. He can potentially do that now, though, as he has been able to use his stealth, and he might very well be at a very safe location. I don't have enough mana to use my shackle, otherwise he might very well be dead. We are giving chase, though. He's regenning like crazy. I am getting fairly close to him, but he has been off and run off successfully to safety, and this is like why I need mana potions. If I had enough mana potions, I would have been able to shackle him, and he would have been dead completely. So I'm gonna go back, as Ra, however, decides to give chase to me. So I'm just gonna casually walk out of the way and just stand near my tower and be like, good day, sir. Good day. Now, my next item is a bit questionable, as I'm not sure which one to get. But I probably should just stick to the tanking side of things. Actually, should I? We have a Guan, so maybe I can get tanky items, but also items that perhaps help my team out. Thinking about Voidblade, for example, or Voidstone. However, an early Voidblade would be better because my lane partner is physical damage. So that might very well be good. Looks like Guan is going to go a caster, sort of, like a hybrid tanking caster, which he is. So we'll see how that turns out, as he has picked up Boots of the Magi. Which is very interesting. Did I? Yeah, he is behind me. So I'm just going to go back and see what he exactly wants to do. Luckily enough, the Thumper does die relatively quickly. As Zeus dies again. Zeus seems to be dying quite often. He is currently the god with the most deaths on our team, which is kind of worrisome because he's the only magical damage with the potential of bursting down pretty much anyone on our team besides their tank. So not giving him a lot of money would actually bode not too well for us. Nizan is coming back. My ultimate is ready, so we might be able to make another play on here again, as I now hope to pull in both parties. Nizan's ultimate is ready as well, so we'll see how that turns out. We probably have to harass him a little bit down before anything else. The ultimate is used. Did Vulcan just use his ultimate? Looks like he did. The cannon did increase, which means he has used his ultimate, which means his power form, and of course the ability to boost his cannon as much as his Thumper has kind of gone through the toilet. As I take out his cannon without too much of a problem. I am going with balls to defenses because Nizan is of course still very squishy and always will remain squishy. So if I can help her out with that, or him out with that, it would be kind of splendid. As I'm waiting for a moment that Loki might want to overextend so I can shackle him and pull him in, balls to defenses, and of course burn his health down respectfully. But Nizan is getting a little bit too hyphy and taking a lot of minion damage. I'm not sure why though. What items does he have? Devourer's Glove, alright, fair enough. Maybe I should just go in from behind. Maybe that will work.
An enemy has been slain.
La la la.
An enemy has been slain.
And this is kind of what I was worrying for, as I do have the ability to then go behind enemy lines. But unfortunately, this doesn't turn into anything. As I do use my ultimate to turn Loki close to the tower, as he's now stunned, burning him down. Can I get the kill? Yes, I can. And that is exactly what I was hoping for. Something like that to happen, as he then is able to get stunned because of my ultimate. So I pull him into the tower with then the tower damage, and I would have hoped that Nizan would have gotten the kill, because of course carry mode. As I'm now forced to basically protect my tower as we have no minions, and of course that bloody cannon is there as well. So I'm just gonna stand here, bolster the defenses, as I take a significant amount of damage because of the archers. They tend to wreck your face. As I will try to get them out of the equation. And the cannon as well. As I now feel the opportunity to go back. Do have a nice chunk of money. So knowing that Loki is getting a little bit too hyphy. As you can see, he chopped me down. He chunked me down quite explicitly. I think that all my items that I should get should have at least some kind of physical damage or health for that fact. Also, perhaps a level 1 Aegis might be very helpful. And as always, healing potions, mana potion. There you go. So I do have my first kill. No deaths just yet. Nizan, however, 1 death, 1 kill. So our lane is quite stable considering Loki has only a death, no kill, so he can't really snowball right now, which is splendid. And Vulcan has no kills either. So based on that, we are kind of leading or winning based on kills, but are we winning based on money? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. No, we are losing in currency, as Ra seems to be willing to go for the tower. I am going to need some serious help though. As I have taken a lot of damage, so the tower does focus on them. Vulcan, however, is able to tank that quite easily, but everybody is getting awkwardly low as Ra does try and get a snipe. I'm really happy that I'm in tank right now because I pulled in 3 people to the tower and I could have been dead if I was not a, if I was not a tank. So there you go. Quite happy with that. And I was able to protect the tower as he took minimal damage. So on and so forth. Ra is probably going to go along here, so I'm going to see if I can get a shackle on him to slow him down. Looks like I can. And together with Zeus and everybody else, we are able to bring him down and burst him down respectfully. Now, looks like we might want to go back to our lane. Loki is still perhaps around here somewhere. So I hope that Zeus doesn't get picked off. Vulcan has changed lane by the looks of it, and we are finding Loki here with another 30 seconds on my cooldown. Our Nizan here does have his ultimate up, so perhaps we might be able to get something nice here. If she can get, or he can get the ultimate on, when he comes down I can shackle him and burn him literally. As I do not get my shackle, however I do get some fire damage on him. Perhaps chase him off a little bit and go from that on forward. I always wonder if I should level up Shackle or not. But as you can see, I don't think it's that much of an issue. I do have 3 Shackles, of course. Right. Moving forward. Perhaps getting the tower. Loki is gone. Vulcan is still left. So I'm just going to go for the tower. There we go. Just gonna hit the tower. And also, of course, burn the minions down. Or at least try to get them out of the equation so that our minions can return to the tower and damage it a little bit more often. As fast as potentially possible. There you go. As my damage is not really that impressive on the tower anyway. Looks like our minions are out of the equation. And I probably should get the hell out of here. Nah, I should be fine. I'm just gonna wait for our minions to move up and actually block these guys here. As Loki does say hello. I'm just gonna take some tower damage as the tower does die. Freya says hello as well, which is totally fine with me because Freya is rather squishy, so if I can jump on her, life may be very well. It'd be wonderful as well. As I'm going to use my ultimate on Freya. Just for giggles. As Loki decides to jump in as well. Do try to burn as much as I can. But we get banished. Which of course a Freya skill as he uses his ultimate on Freya, which might very well be the end of Freya. Do try and get a shackle on if she was living on a little bit longer, but the ultimate is of course very powerful and a squishy character, so we finish off Freya, and Loki might be scared as he does have the damage buff from the camp. But looks like I'm going to go back as I do have 1.5k. So I can build almost my aura tanking item. I probably should also build improve my Aegis, and on top of that get some more mana potions, health potions, and then wait of course for my level 3 aura, which also increases my passive, or finally activates my passive as well. So here we go. I'm gonna stick to the right lane. I'm gonna try and pressure the right lane in forcing somebody on the red team to be at least here. Because we do have 2 tanks, sort of. And I do say sort of with quotation marks. Because one is on its own quite tanky as well with its sustainability and such. And Loki, as long as Loki is on the right lane, he can't flank. Which is wonderful. Looks like we might have a team battle in mid, so I'm just gonna go to mid, see if I can do anything with my ultimate. As Zeus does drop. Maybe I can pull something off here. I do get a shackle, but I'm gonna move out because nobody is here to follow up. And then as I do get banished, I'm gonna bolster my defenses and just take all the damage and not feel too worried about that whatsoever. We have 3 people here in mid, and I'm waiting for X and perhaps one to help me out here, as Ra is fairly low health. So if I'm able to land my ultimate, it might very well be the end of Ra. As I do get my ultimate on 2 of them. As you get pulled in, I'm able to burn them down with a stun. Freya is going to have a nightmare as X is able to get a double kill. Was it a double kill or did Nazan also get a kill? I'm not sure. I didn't follow it completely. However, our team got 2 kills. Very clean. Almost no issue right there. Which should allow us to push up mid. Nizar is going to go right to clean that up. And I'm going to see what we can do right over here. Vulcan does have a thumper at the fire giant. But we are going to see what is happening at the left side of things. Because Guan is quite overextended. So he might get jumped soon. So I'm going to see if I can help him out. Perhaps I want to get a jump on Loki. Because we do have Zeus. I'm going to see if I can the jump on him. To get a with Zeus. As Loki is... No, Loki has spotted me. So that is over. I do have once again got a nice chunk of money. Because of that little fight there. As Guan is retreating. X is also on the left side, so perhaps we should just be casual about it and wait. And hopefully get a jump on someone. As they're trying to do the same thing right now on Guan himself. But we are coming in from behind. My ultimate is not ready though. As I try to shackle everybody that I can. Do balls to the fences. As we are trying to take down Vulcan. As he slowly burns down to his final breath. So perfectly turn around that gank with another gank. I'm not too bad or not too disappointed with that. Like, I'm not an extremely killable champion, and with that I mean I don't get a lot of kills. Killable champion means that I die quite often, but I'm not squishy. If anything, I'm absolutely not squishy. So that is fairly good. But I'm not making like massive amounts of kill streak happen. And I hope you guys understand that I'm still learning all the things. And considering that I have 2 kills, 0 deaths and 5 assists, get some nice ultimates left and right, I feel like I'm doing pretty well. Because this is one of my first few conquest matches as Ares. I tend to play Ares in Arena for rather obvious reasons, clearly. Because that's just overpowered fun. Because I do like Odin as well, but I feel like if I can get better with Ares, it might be more productive. But having that said, I do get the potential here on killing Ares. And I do finish him off. As I am using my ultimate as I mispressed by accident. I do pop my health potion just to sustain through his ultimate of Fenrir. As he carries me in his mouth like I'm his baby. If anything, he should know who his daddy is. As I'm trying to run through mid, trying to use balls to defense. I'm just going to use my shackle to slow him down. And then run away without too much of a fuss. And that's how you do that. Do get a kill on Ares though. Which is something I'm quite happy with. He would have run off. Otherwise, I did mispress my ultimate. That's just a rookie mistake. But I'm just going to clean up mid here. Or at least help mid clean up. As we have Zeus here as well. May want to get Fenrir out the equation. Not sure what Fenrir is going to do though. What are you doing, Fenrir? What are you doing? Right, I'm going to see if I can help out. On this little bit, no, the Gold Fury has been taken out as well, which is something I'm quite happy with. Which means I can go back and start a new item. Now, this is where things get a little bit interesting, because now you need to know, like, what am I fighting? Now, we are, of course, fighting some decent magical magical damage. And we do have a Zeus. So perhaps if I can help him out by giving him the debuff on the enemy of Voidstone, it might be quite nice. But then again, Mystical Mark might be awesome as well. Looking at any other aura items, Void Blade, also quite fun. I'm just gonna get a Voidstone because it also increases my damage output, and Ares is quite powerful And on top of that, it also helps out Zeus. And after that, I'll probably go get a Void Blade. And on top of that, I might get a Gaia Stone perhaps, or just another health item. Or, no, I should have... I just realized an item that I should have gotten. Oh, damn, not the orb, the gem of isolation. That would have been awesome for my flamethrower, for my ultimate. It makes sense. Shackle even as well. Oh, after Void Sword, I'm going to get the gem. Screw the Void Blade. I am going to get the gem and I'm going to go Hy-Vee. As Vulcan here seems to be very intrigued in using a combination of pain here. As we're able... I'm going to use my ultimate on Loki, pull him away from that tower, or actually kill him as well. Now, you may have said, using your ultimate on Loki, yeah, might not have been the most efficient of choices, but I hate Loki. You don't understand how much I hate Loki. I have been fighting him, and once Loki snowballs, he just becomes such a giant pain in every body part, not just the ass, that you just don't want to deal with him. So if I can get an opportunity to secure a kill on him, even if I have to use my ultimate, or even an Aegis, or anything whatsoever, I am taking it, I am embracing it with both my hands, and I ain't letting go until he is dead. As I pick up my level 2 Void Stone right here. So far, quite happy. 4 kills, 5 deaths. I'm the only one on the entire team, the entire match that hasn't died yet. Quite proud of that. As I do spot myself a very tasty looking Freya. And also a Vulcan as I do land 1 Shackle, 2 Shackle, do use bolster defenses. I'm going in. Me and Guan are going ham, going deep, but it looks like it's not going to be happening anything. We do force a ultimate on Vulcan. Guan is going to stick around by the looks of it and go Hy-Vee with his own ultimate. As Ra also says hello. I'm just going to take out the cannon here. And then move back as we have a Zeus here as well. So it's 3 versus 3. And I'm going to use my Shackle as I mess that up. As I miss it and I mess it up at the same time. Words, they are quite intriguing from time to time. As Frey uses her ultimate to probably burst down one. But we have Axe coming in from the side, forcing them back as I'm just going to go in. I am Ares. I am a god that you don't want to mess with. And I do pull an air. 2 squishy lovelies as Ares is a beast that tends to do that. I try to use bolster defenses to help out my team to tank a little bit more. But it looks like we are not able to get a kill. Yes, we can actually. Freya died. Fenrir died as well. I didn't help with Fenrir, but I did help with Freya as I am going to follow up on slowing down our beloved Vulcan. And then, of course, moving him to the afterlife with my entire team here. And this is why I like Ares. A good ultimate is amazing. He has the shackles. If you can hit them, it's wonderful. And now we can take out this tower without too much of a contest. I'm also allowed to pick up Voidstone right now, but I might want to move up with my team. I still have enough mana and health left. I still have potions ticking, as we might be able to get a Phoenix Tower right here, which would be lovely. Not gonna lie, as I'm going to use my flamethrower to help down the minions, or help the minions go down, I should say, if I want to use correct English and words. Do use bolster defenses as we take out the Phoenix Tower. Now, right now, I don't want to push forward because the Phoenix, yeah, the enemy's up. I don't want to overextend. But Fenrir looks like he is going to go for the kill on X, as X just bursts him down. Respect for the X. Don't mess with the gods. Wait, it's, yeah, bad puns. Just go with it, guys. Just go with it. I'm going to use my bolster defenses. I'm not sure why I did that. Just for good measure. Looks pretty. As I am going to go back now. Nobody's going to stop me anymore. Any longer. Gonna pick up the Voidstone. And now we're going to have some fun. I should have picked this up a lot earlier. I completely forgot about this item. Because I only tend to build it on casters that well, are casting. Because it's quite nice. As I don't have enough items. Because the enemies hit by your damaging abilities. Let's say Flamethrower or Shackle. That's just wonderful. I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna... No, I'm gonna save up. It's a decision that I'm gonna make. I'm gonna save up. I'm gonna pick up some consumables and then go back into combat. I also have, of course, my my Voidstone, and the Fire Giant is ours. And it's such a powerful buff. As you can see, magical power, physical power, and regen of health and mana. It's just a wonderful thing. It's a Gaia Stone with like a pure damage ability for both physical and damage in one. As we also get the Gold Fury, which is even wonderfuler. Not sure if that's a word. If it is, if it wasn't, now it is. Just go with it. You understand what I mean. As I'm trying to move up here with Nizan, trying to clear the wave, as we can then put pressure on multiple lanes and perhaps take down the tower as well to make the entire map control in our favor, as we haven't lost towers of ourselves on the outer lanes. Just one tower in the mid lane, which is completely respectable considering. Now only me and Guan are not level 20 yet, which is completely fine because, well, we are tanks. We're not supposed to take a lot of XP. You see that quite often. As this tower is melting. Whoa, that went surprisingly fast. Can you crit towers? Because it certainly as hell looked like it. As mid, I'm gonna see if I can cut off mid. I have my ultimate ready. It's gonna be now or never. Vulcan is going to not get slowed. However, he's going to get pulled in. See if I can pull him back. Looks like nobody's going to follow up, as everybody probably thought that he was going to run out of range. But my ability to pull him in might be able to turn into something, as I do have my shackles ready. Nope, miss him again. So that's just not going to turn into anything. I messed up my ultimate right there. I thought that Vulcan, somebody at least followed me. And if that was the case, Vulcan would have died. And I missed my shackle. So I end this game rather clumsy. But overall, 11 assists, 4 kills and 0 deaths. It's quite a decent match if I say so myself. I didn't do too bad considering. So I'm just going to look at the overall scores. I should have picked up, let's say, sprint, which would have been quite helpful. If I picked up a gem of isolation instead of the void stone, which is something I should have done because it would have given me more health, and instead of increasing my damage purely by also debuffing the enemies, I would have been able to like chase them even better, which would have been more beneficial once again for my team, as I didn't really suffer from a lot of deaths or a lot of damage from magical sources because they were shut down. Freya was shut down, Ra was pretty much shut down as well, 7 deaths, 8 deaths, so I shouldn't have to be worried about that too much. But this is just my inexperience during the game while I'm talking, which is also quite more well, it adds another level of difficulty to it. Try to constantly be talking and trying to explain what you're doing, what you're thinking while everything is going on. And now that I don't play anymore, I can, take a step back and relax and think out loud what I should have done differently. Which is, of course, not getting the Void Stone, because we also had Guan picking up the Void Stone, which I saw a lot earlier, so I should not have done that. I should have gone for the Gem of Isolation, which would have been amazing. Yeah, that would have definitely been the choice to go, but that's just me being a rookie, and this is why I explain it to you guys, so now I can learn from my at least from my experiences, and become less of a rookie in future matches, perhaps. But overall, I think we did pretty awesome. 31-15. We had a pretty decent gold lead. I haven't died once compared to anybody else, so yeah, overall, quite satisfied. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. And I will catch you guys possibly next time. Take care.